They answered him, "We are Abraham's offspring, descendants, and have never been in bondage to anybody. What do you mean by saying you will be set free?" Jesus answered them, "I assure you, most solemnly I tell you, whoever commits and practices sin is the slave of sin. Now a slave does not remain in a household permanently forever. The son of the house does remain forever. So if the Son liberates you, makes you free men, then you are really and unquestionably free. Yes, I know that you are Abraham's offspring, yet you plan to kill me, because my word has no entrance, makes no progress, does not find any place in you. I tell the things which I have seen and learned at my Father's side, and your actions also reflect what you have heard and learned from your father." They retorted, "Abraham is our father." Jesus said, "If you were truly Abraham's children, then you would do the works of Abraham, follow his example, do as Abraham did. But now instead you are wanting and seeking to kill me, a man who has told you the truth which I have heard from God. This is not the way Abraham acted. You are doing the works of your own father." They said to him, "We are not illegitimate children and born out of fornication. We have one Father, even God." Jesus said to them, "If God were your Father, you would love me and respect me and welcome me gladly, for I came forth from God out of his very presence. I did not even come on my own authority or of my own accord as self-appointed, but he sent me." Why do you misunderstand what I say? It is because you are unable to hear what I am saying. You cannot bear to listen to my message. Your ears are shut to my teaching. You are of your father, the devil, and it is your will to practice the lusts and gratify the desires which are characteristic of your father. He was a murderer from the beginning and does not stand in the truth because there is no truth in him. When he speaks a falsehood, he speaks what is natural to him, for he is a liar himself and the father of lies and of all that is false. But because I speak the truth, you do not believe me, do not trust me, do not rely on me, or adhere to me. Who of you convicts me of wrongdoing or finds me guilty of sin? Then if I speak truth, why do you not believe me, trust me, rely on, and adhere to me? Whoever is of God listens to God. Those who belong to God hear the words of God. This is the reason that you do not listen to those words to me, because you do not belong to God and are not of God or in harmony with him. The Jews answered him, "Are we not right when we say you are a Samaritan and that you have a demon, that you are under the power of an evil spirit?" Jesus answered, "I am not possessed by a demon. On the contrary, I honor and reverence my Father, and you dishonor, despise, vilify, and scorn me. However, I am not in search of honor for myself. I do not seek and am not aiming for my own glory. There is one who looks after that. He seeks my glory, and he is the judge. I assure you, most solemnly I tell you, if anyone observes my teaching, lives in accordance with my message, keeps my word, he will by no means ever see and experience death." The Jews said to him, "Now we know that you are under the power of a demon, insane. Abraham died, and also the prophets, yet you say, if a man keeps my word, he will never taste of death into all eternity. Are you greater than our father Abraham? He died, and all the prophets died. Who do you make yourself out to be?" Jesus answered, "If I were to glorify myself, magnify, praise, and honor myself, I would have no real glory, for my glory would be nothing and worthless. My honor must come to me from my Father. It is my Father who glorifies me, who extols me, magnifies, and praises me, of whom you say that he is your God." Yet you do not know him or recognize him and are not acquainted with him, but I know him. If I should say that I do not know him, I would be a liar like you. But I know him and keep his word, obey his teachings, and faithful to his message. Your forefather Abraham was extremely happy at the hope and prospect of seeing my day, my incarnation, and he did see it and was delighted. Then the Jews said to him, you are not yet 50 years old, and have you seen Abraham? Jesus replied, I assure you, most solemnly I tell you, before Abraham was born, I am. So they took up stones to throw at him. But Jesus, by mixing with the crowd, concealed himself and went out of the temple enclosure.